My wife had been dead for 5 years, but every month I still sent $500 to her mother. I thought I was supporting an old widow in a coastal town. Then the bank told me the account had a problem, so I drove there myself with baked goods, medicines, and guilt in my heart. But when I reached her house, a neighbor looked at me and said, "Son, Martha died 3 years ago." The money left my account at exactly 9 a.m., like every month, like a ritual, like punishment. My phone buzzed on the dining table, and I did not even need to look. Transfer successful. Recipient, Martha Davis, my mother-in-law, or rather, the mother of the woman who had once been my whole life. My wife, Mia. 5 years, 3 months, and 2 days had passed since Mia left me. I hated the word died. Died sounded final, cruel. Too small for what had happened to her. To me, Mia had simply vanished from the world, leaving her jasmine scent on our pillow, her silver bracelets in the dresser drawer, and a silence in our apartment that no TV, no music, no friend, and no alcohol could fill. She was killed in a road accident while traveling to her mother's town near the Maine coast. That was what the police report said. A semi-truck, a rain-slicked road, a car crushed so badly that they did not allow me to see her face. The coffin came sealed. The pastor told me not to open it. Her mother, Martha, held my arm during the funeral and cried like her bones were breaking. My Mia, my only child. I still remember her voice, thin, broken, helpless. That day, standing beside the fresh grave, I made a promise. "Mom," I told her, "you will never have to beg anyone. Every month I will send money for your medicines, food, electricity. Mia worried about you until her last day. I will take care of you." Martha folded her hands. "God will keep Mia's soul in peace because of you, son." I believed her. For 5 years, I sent the money, month after month, $500, not a fortune, but not small either. My friends called it madness. "Ryan," my best friend Aaron said one night, pushing a glass of whiskey toward me, "you are 37. How long will you live like a widower from an old movie? That woman is not your responsibility forever." I stared at the glass. It is not for her. Then for whom? For Mia. Aaron sighed. But he did not understand. Nobody understood. Sending that money was the only way I still felt like her husband. Every first day of the month, when the transfer message came, I felt I had touched Mia's hand for 1 second. As if somewhere, in some world, she was watching me and saying, "Thank you for not forgetting my mother." So I did not stop, even when my own expenses rose, even when my company cut bonuses, even when my father asked why I was feeding someone who never visited me once, even when Martha's phone calls became shorter. At first, she called every month. "Money received, son. God bless you." Then only voicemails, then only text messages. "Bless you, received. Taking medicines." Sometimes she sent praying hands emojis. I saved every message, like a fool. Then, one Tuesday afternoon, everything changed. A letter came from the bank. Not an ordinary statement. It said the receiving branch linked to Martha's account had been merged, and the beneficiary details needed verification before future transfers could continue. I called Martha immediately. The landline was dead. I called the cell phone I had bought for her 2 years earlier. Switched off. I called again in the evening. Switched off. Next morning. Switched off. A strange uneasiness crawled into my chest. Not fear exactly. Something colder. What if she had fallen sick? What if she was lying alone in that old coastal house, unable to call anyone? What if Mia's mother died waiting for help, while I sat in Boston thinking one monthly transfer made me a good man? I took leave from work. My boss looked surprised. "You never take vacation." "I need to go to my wife's hometown," I said. He did not ask more. That night I packed a small bag, medicines for blood pressure, a warm shawl, good ground coffee, butter cookies, some imported biscuits Martha had once said Mia loved as a child. Before sleeping, I stood in front of Mia's photo. She was smiling in a yellow sundress, hair down, head slightly tilted, the same way she looked at me the night we got married. "I am going to see your mother," I whispered. "Maybe it is time I visited your childhood home properly." Her photo did not answer, only the ceiling fan whirred above me. I left before sunrise. The road from Boston to the coast was long, wet, and full of memories I had no right to reopen. Every turn reminded me of Mia, her laughter in the car, her habit of stealing fries from my plate. Her voice saying, "Ryan, when I die, don't become a tragic mess. Promise me." She had said it as a joke. I had promised as a joke. Then life made a joke of me. By afternoon, the city disappeared behind green hills. Pine trees began to appear. The air smelled of salt, wet soil, and seafood being fried somewhere far away. I reached the town by sunset. It looked smaller than I remembered from the funeral. Narrow lanes, old shingled roofs, children running barefoot, women sitting on porches with metal bowls of cleaned clams, a church bell ringing somewhere near the sea. Mia had grown up here. She had learned to walk here, laugh here, hide secrets here. I had come only once before, for her funeral. Back then, everything had been smoke, crying, prayers, and hands holding me up. Now the town stared at me, like it recognized a man who had returned too late. I parked near a faded blue house with a broken gate. Martha's house. At least, that was the address I had written in my bank records for 5 years. The gate was locked. Rust had eaten the chain. Dry leaves covered the small yard. The windows were shut from the inside. No clothesline. No porch plants. No sound of an old woman coughing. I knocked anyway. "Mom?" Nothing. I knocked harder. "Martha, it is Ryan, Mia's husband." A dog barked from the next house. An elderly woman stepped out, wiping her hands on her apron. She looked at me, then at my car, then at the locked house. "Who are you looking for?" "Martha Davis," I said. "She lives here." The woman's face changed, immediately, like I had spoken the name of a ghost. "Who are you?" "I am her son-in-law, Mia's husband." The woman took one step back. Her eyes moved over my face, my bag, the medicine packet in my hand. Then she whispered, "Son, Martha died 3 years ago." The box of butter cookies slipped from my hand. It hit the ground and burst open. "What?" "She died," the woman repeated. "Fever first, then breathing problems. Her nephew took her to the county hospital. She never came back." My throat closed. "No, that is not possible. I sent her money every month. She messaged me." The old woman looked at them and crossed herself. Those messages were not from Martha. Then from whom? She looked toward the locked house. After Martha died, someone came sometimes. At night mostly. A woman. My blood turned cold. What woman? I never saw her face clearly. She kept her hood pulled low, but she had keys. Keys to this house? Yes. Who was she? The neighbor hesitated. Then she said something that made the evening air disappear from my lungs. She walked like Mia. And behind that little girl stood the woman I had mourned, worshipped, and paid for 5 years. Mia was alive, and the first thing she said was not my name. It was, "You were never supposed to find us."